excited to be here. You know, at a moment like this, the stakes couldn't possibly be any higher for all of us to gather here in D.C. There are many ways for us to define success in life. And if you're like me, one of the most important ways is to try to leave this world better than we found it. We need more people to step up to serve selflessly. We need more talented, courageous, fearless people to lead in a moment like this. And in order to be able to lead correctly, morally, to get our country headed in the right track again, we need people who have a core understanding of right from wrong. When presented with the challenges of what to do, in a moment's notice, you're able to tap into your gut to what you know is right. Unfortunately, we have too many people in government right now who don't understand right from wrong. And some who even do understand right from wrong, but they go the wrong path anyway because of political expediency. In a moment like this, we understand that our country is worth saving, and Faith and Freedom knows how to save it. There are many reasons why we are here, why we get active, why we care, why we are passionate, why we are filled with patriotism and hope, despite all the challenges we face here at home. For me, one of my inspirations are my daughters. They were born here in Washington, D.C., 14 and a half weeks early. They were less than 1.5 pounds when they were born. And they went through a lot. 3.5 months at the NICU at Georgetown University Hospital. They both had intestinal surgery and lung surgery. My daughter, Michaela, she went into septic shock, which has an 80 to 90% mortality rate. While she was going through septic shock, she had a stroke. The doctors at Georgetown sat Diane and I down and recommended that we discontinue treatment and let her go. For about 24 hours, she wasn't getting any better, but she wasn't getting any worse. She was fighting, and if she was going to fight, we were going to fight as well, so we wanted to know what our options were. And we elected to do a very risky brain surgery, and Diane and I went to the incubator, and we said goodbye, and we didn't know if we were ever going to see her again. See, the doctors, when they were recommending we discontinue treatment, they said that even if she survives, she won't be able to see, walk, talk, and she'll have cerebral palsy. They were trying to talk us into giving up and letting her go. About 20 minutes later, we were getting our first updates. And the updates as they were coming in initially was that things might end up better. She might survive. I remember at the end of this risky brain surgery, my wife Diane and I giving each other a high five after the doctors tell us that she's not out of the woods yet, but she's still alive and she's fighting. The whole experience left a hole. The left side of her brain, 1/3 of the left side of her brain was missing. But see, because she was so young, her brain was recircuiting itself around the hole. And I'm proud to tell you that 1 week from today, these girls who have gone through so much with early intervention and the miracles of modern medicine and the power of prayer and their will to live, they will be graduating high school. Yes, 1 week from today. We all have the big reasons that unite all of us of what we fight for in a moment like this. We have our own personal reasons of what inspires us to get active. Maybe it's our family, it's our community, it's our state, it's our country. We are here from all corners of America with a clear sense of purpose of why this nation at this crossroads, at this moment, we cannot rest. That while faith brings us here, it is a renewed sense of faith that has us leaving here stronger than when we came. Knowing that we are all leaning on each other, we are relying on each other. When we watch a policy that opens up our border to people to come here illegally and not respect our rule of law. When we see our military service members in Afghanistan left behind in harm's way where 13 Blue Star families become Gold Star families. People in our lives who might be struggling with a record high amount of household debt or struggling to purchase their own first home. Whatever it is that we see taking a toll, whether it's our nation's energy policy or it's that attack on quality education, where kids are trapped in multi-generational poverty, stuck in poor-performing public schools, not being given access to a quality alternative. We need to reach out to Democrats and independents, people who haven't voted for conservatives maybe ever, by showing up in the bluest of cities, and not pandering, but talking to them about our solutions to help address their needs. You don't have to continue voting the same way you always have. You don't have to continue voting Democrat if you are a disenfranchised Democratic voter. If you feel like you are being harmed by Democratic policies, there is an option. There is an alternative. Help us save America in 2024. As faith and freedom get into churches all across America, understanding right from wrong, knowing the stakes, knowing that this is a country that needs to be saved and that we know how to save it, understanding that we need people to step up to selflessly serve, that we need leaders who are courageous and talented and fearless to fight for us, and understanding why, knowing what success is, may not be about just having the nicest house or driving the nicest car, but that when we're going to sleep on November 5th, that we have no regrets. We left it all out on the field. Because if we don't fight with everything we have, every ounce of our energy and our passion for our beliefs and for our kids, for this flag, for our Constitution, for our safety, our security, our freedom, our liberty, we'll look back years from now and say, what if we could go back to that moment when we were all together in Washington, D.C., and we committed to each other that we would do everything in our power with the months that were ahead to get our message out to everyone we know, that you cannot sit on the sideline. We were all relying on each other to get out and knock on doors and make phone calls and get active on social media, whatever it is that we can do to make sure that Donald Trump is the next president of the United States. That he has a Republican House and Senate to work with him. And we don't have to deal with people who run our Congress who are trying to resist, impeach, obstruct everything and anything. Instead, we want progress. This is a country worth fighting and dying for. This is a nation that is worth saving. We will not rest. We will not fail. We are all in for America. We will succeed. Losing is not an option. Thank you all for everything that you do. Thank you to Faith and Freedom for your wisdom and your leadership. And thank you for all of you great, patriotic, amazing men and women. God bless all of you. Thank you.